Have you ever wondered why most people are afraid of debt, but the rich treat it like a powerful tool? Most of us see debt as something dangerous, risky, something that can destroy our lives. But for the rich, debt is a lever. They make debt work for them, while most people work to pay their debts. It sounds crazy, right? You might think, wait, what? Debt ruins people. But here's the truth. Debt can destroy you or make you rich. The difference lies in who controls it. Today, we're going to break down why the rich love debt, how they use it, and how you can start using the same strategy in your own life. By the end of this video, you'll stop running from debt and start learning how to make it work for you. When most people hear the word debt, they immediately think of credit cards, car loans, or mortgage payments. Debt usually means stress, anxiety, and pressure, so it's no surprise that most people have a negative relationship with it. Since childhood, we've been told things like, debt is bad, never borrow money, always live within your means. This advice sounds safe, but it's the kind of mindset that keeps people stuck. Because wealth doesn't grow without strategy, and sometimes without risk. Being afraid of debt is like being afraid of fire. Yes, it can burn you if you misuse it, but if you control it, it can warm you, power you, and move you forward. The rich understand that difference better than anyone. For wealthy people, debt is not a burden, it's a lever. It's the key to using other people's money to create more money. In finance, this is called leverage. Here's what that means in simple terms. If you have $100,000 and invest it, you'll earn a certain return. But if you borrow additional money and invest $1 million instead, your returns multiply. The rich know this one powerful truth. Your money is limited. Other people's money is infinite. Debt, when used wisely, opens the door to that infinite pool of money. Not all debt is bad. In fact, there are two kinds of debt, good debt and bad debt. Bad debt. This is debt used to buy things that lose value, like car loans, luxury gadgets, or consumer credit card debt. Bad debt doesn't make you rich. It makes your past pleasures cost you your future. Good debt. This is debt used to buy or create things that bring in income or gain value over time. For example, a mortgage for a rental property, a business loan, or financing for productive assets. This kind of debt builds wealth instead of destroying it. The rich learn this difference early. They avoid bad debt, but love good debt. An investor borrows to buy a property because they know it will rise in value or generate rent. The debt pays itself off. But the average person borrows to buy a new car that loses value every year. That's not leverage, that's liability. The way the rich think about debt is completely different. They don't say, I have debt. They say, I've financed assets. Because they know, if debt is used to create or acquire income-producing assets, it's not a risk, it's an opportunity. Many millionaires, and even billionaires, built their wealth using debt. Real estate investors, entrepreneurs, and even massive corporations do this. Think about Amazon, Tesla, Apple. All of them grew using massive amounts of debt. But that debt was used for production, innovation, and growth. Debt didn't destroy them, it fueled them. For the rich, debt means controlled risk. And financial freedom is nothing more than the ability to manage risk intelligently. Here's one of the richest concepts of all time. Use other people's money, often shortened to OPM. This is the golden rule of the wealthy. When you want to make an investment, you don't have to use only your own capital. You can use bank loans, investor funding, or partnerships. Rich people do this every day. They start a real estate project. Most of the money comes from banks or investors, but the majority of the profits go to them. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, once said, poor people borrow money and work to pay it back. Rich people borrow money and build systems that pay the debt for them. That's the essence of wealth. Using debt to create passive income. Real estate is one of the clearest examples of how good debt works. Let's say an investor wants to buy a $1 million apartment. They only have $200,000 of their own money, so they borrow the remaining $800,000 from the bank. The property is rented out, and the rental income covers the loan payments. 10 years later, the property is worth $1.5 million. The debt paid itself off, and the investor made a profit. That's how the rich build the debt wealth loop. Assets pay off the debt, and the debt builds more assets. Now let's talk about you. How can you use debt strategically, like the rich do? Here's a step-by-step roadmap. Eliminate bad debt. Get rid of high-interest consumer debt. Don't be the one paying interest. Be the one earning it. Increase your financial literacy. The rich invest in knowledge first. The more you know, the less risk you take. Learn to identify good debt. Anything that makes money or grows in value is a good candidate. Make debt work for you. When you start a business or an investment, make sure the system, not your wallet, pays back the loan. Control your leverage. Debt accelerates growth, but uncontrolled leverage leads to collapse. Always plan and manage risk. The rich make a plan first, calculate, then borrow. The poor borrow first, then start thinking. Donald Trump. He financed billions in real estate with debt. For him, debt wasn't a danger, it was a weapon. He once said, "If you owe the bank $1,000, it's your problem. If you owe the bank $1 billion, it's the bank's problem." Elon Musk. Tesla and SpaceX were built using massive amounts of borrowed money. But that debt was aimed at innovation and future potential. The result? Today, they're among the world's most valuable companies. Real estate investors. Many investors build empires using bank loans. Each property pays off its own debt while the investor keeps growing. Rich people don't make financial decisions emotionally. They make them strategically. They don't fear debt because they understand it. They always have a plan. Poor people, on the other hand, react with emotion. If I take a loan, I'll be stressed. How will I pay it back? But the rich already know the debt will pay itself through the system they've built. Financial freedom doesn't come from emotion. It comes from logic and planning. Debt can destroy you, or it can make you rich. The difference is who's in control. The rich use debt. The poor are used by debt. Remember this. If your money isn't working for you, you'll always be working for money. Debt works the same way. Either you control it, or it controls you. After watching this video, your entire perspective on debt should change. Don't fear it. Learn it. Manage it. Because when used correctly, debt doesn't chain you, it frees you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe.